Hello, and welcome to the church office.
Thanks for stopping by.
Good one, good one. I'm here with Jess Bourassa, our digital director of outreach. Jess, how you
Oh,
doing?
doing good.
Excellent.
Yeah, I love when somebody's gone, either you or PJ, so then I get to come on the show. So
You
very
are.
fun.
You're like the kind of the permanent substitute host,
Yes,
right?
because since I edit the show and do everything like that, if you guys don't do it, then I'm out of a job. So got to keep it rolling.
PJ and Tim, Mr. Bodie, our minister of music, are at a music conference.
Hmm.
They are in Minnesota, right?
Right.
Minneapolis.
So they both tried describing to me what they're actually doing. I still don't really know. Something with hymns, music, the LCMS.
Yeah.
So I guess they'll probably tell us afterwards. It was very secretive what this actually is.
Secretive.
Maybe not secretive. Maybe they just were. I was asking questions and they were like, no, it's not really that. No, we're not doing that. I was like, I thought this was like a songwriting thing. I don't think that's what it is. I
There's a
don't know.
good chance that Tim and PJ are at Daytona right now.
That's
They're
true.
somewhere on a beach.
They didn't get their story straight, so they were just
Exactly.
deflecting my
Exactly.
questions. Yeah.
So yes. Speaking of somewhere on a beach, this is a country music song lyric, Jess. I don't know if you're aware of that. I am currently dressed in my Lions uniform. I'm on St. Brown, one of my favorite Detroit Lions, because we have a sports themed church office today. Once
Hmm.
we go through our kind of our church updates kind of thing. And Jess, there's a country music song that I like by Trace Atkins, in which the lyric is, right, he's justifying going fishing on a Sunday morning instead of going to church.
And you like those lyrics?
No, well, no,
You're
no, I'm
okay.
saying I understand them. I'm not a fan. All right, I would not condone that. You can always fish on Sunday afternoon after church, like
Yep.
yours truly does. Right? There's always time for church in the morning, then fishing. But Trace's rationale is this: if I go to church on Sunday, I'm just going to be thinking about fishing. So I'm not going to really be paying attention anyway. But
Okay.
if I go fishing on a Sunday morning and I'm in the beauty of God's creation, I'm
Okay.
going to be thinking about God. And so he says, I'd rather be, all right, I'd rather be on a lake fishing, all right, I'd
Okay.
rather than being in church talking about, thinking about fishing.
Thinking about fishing.
Right,
Okay.
right. So here's my theory. Here's how it relates to us. By the way, sorry I butchered those lyrics, but I did. It's not a
I
good
wouldn't
job.
know, so they sounded good to me.
Anyway, when people come to church on a Sunday, they're going to be thinking about sports. Detroit is a sports town.
Hmm.
And this time of year, especially, we've got the Tigers who are playing. Now, we're recording this on Wednesday, October 1st. By the time it's posted, their season will either beginning or it may come to an end, depending on how that series against Cleveland goes. We don't know. But hopefully they advance. So that means on Sunday, Jess, you are going to have, hopefully, the Tigers are still playing baseball.
Hmm.
The Lions have got a football game that day,
Okay.
that afternoon. All right. And the Red Wings kick off their season on October 9th.
Okay.
So you got three major sports, and we're a month away from the Pistons playing. So you got all four major
Yes.
sports are
I
kind of
knew
within the
the
consciousness
Pistons, I
of
knew.
people coming to church. So
Yes.
rather than say to them, guys, you shouldn't be thinking about sports, let's just admit that they are. All right. And you're fine, guys. You're fine. I'm thinking about sports too, obviously. So we'll lean into that a little bit. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, so I thought, Jess, it'd be important for you and Anna when you're at the Welcome Center
Hmm.
just to have a little bit of background of what's going on relative to those sporting events
Yes.
so that when you see somebody walking in with a Lions jersey on, you might have an appropriate greeting or a Red Wings jersey. So
Right.
that's
I had no
thus the sports
idea
themed.
how many people in our church were big sports fans until working at the welcome table. And you see everybody coming in their gear, and like, I don't know if it's just the Lions, but I mean, probably Red Wings too, I guess. I don't know. I haven't worked at that area for Red Wings season. So it's just all new to me. And I'm not a huge sports person. So I actually brought my two sports things that I own with me today. So this is Taz from Space Jam, one of my favorite sports movie. It has taught me a lot about basketball. And here is Hooper, who I actually went to one of the Pistons games a few years ago. And I saw him and I was like, he's so cute. And my sister Rachel was like, it's your birthday. I'll buy him for you. So I got this Hooper and I think they discontinued him after that. But the game was just like, so. He was like the star of my night, though, Cooper. So, but I don't know. I mean, I like basketball a lot. I used to like hockey a lot. I have watched football. I never really watched baseball, so I have a lot to learn about what people might be wanting me to know at that desk when they say like, "Hey, wasn't that a great game yesterday?" And I say,
Exactly.
"Who?
Right,
Which
right.
one?"
We want to try to give you a little bit more than
Yeah,
just
yeah.
what? So would you say this is the extent of your sports memorabilia collection? Just these two
Well, I
things?
also have a Chicago Bulls shirt that was part of a partnership with Suga from BTS. So it was like it was a very expensive shirt. You could pick. He had 5 different teams because he used to be connected to the NBA. So I bought the Chicago Bulls one because I saw him in concert in Chicago, and I think it's actually a men's shirt because it's really big, and I don't really wear it out because it's really big. But I should have worn that today. No one would
Oh,
judge
you're
me.
right. Should have talked about.
Yeah,
I did not know that you have. Which, yeah, if we were thinking, you and Anna would have been decked out in Red Wings jerseys for the Sunday before. So it's an opportunity missed. We
we
will not
should
miss
have.
that next year.
Yeah.
Trust me, we're not going to miss that before. Yeah, you might be wearing a certain Pistons apparel the Sunday before that season kicks off here in November.
You know, we've actually talked about
Yes.
coordinating with holidays, like wearing like Christmas sweaters or things like
Yeah.
that. Why not sports too? So if
Exactly.
anybody has old
Exactly.
sports clothes they'd like to donate to us, because I don't know that I'm going to spend money on that, just drop them off at the welcome table.
Right. So
Donation station.
right. So if you're upgrading
Yeah,
your jerseys, like for example, when this one gets, when I grow out of this one,
right.
right,
It'll be passed down
it'll be
like I'm one of
passed
your
down to you.
children.
Exactly. All right. Let's see. Let's get church stuff kind of mentioned here. We got the big events that we have coming up. Trunk or treat, as we mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
that is October 12th. There at the campus from 3 to 4:30. And to make that work, we need a whole lot of candy to hand out. So if you're out and about buying your own Halloween candy, grab an extra bag, drop it off here at Trenton Road.
Mm-hmm.
Greatly appreciated. We have over 1,000 people on the campus that day. It is a really fun day.
I have to add to that.
Um,
Unfortunately, Susan only has 3 tomatoes left. That was supposed to be the barter. So you take one of Susan's tomatoes that's in the
oh, that's right.
commons and you
Yeah, that's
drop off a
right.
bag of candy. She has 3 left. So you have to bring a bag early this weekend if you want to get one of those tomatoes. And the one looks a little, it's not the best tomato,
That's right.
but
Those sunrise cherry tomatoes that we were promoting
yes,
last week.
yeah,
That's
last week.
right.
So
Those things go fast. They're
yeah.
so good. All right. Let's see what else was there coming up there. We have the blood drive is coming up on Monday as well. So I think there's probably still time to sign up for that
Yeah, they'll take you, I think, even as a walk-in
as a walk-in.
sometimes.
So
Yeah.
Monday the 6th at Pennsylvania Road from 1 o'clock until 9:45 p.m. Wow, is that right? That seems a little late for
Usually it's
wow.
until 7
Oh,
or 6:45. I think they changed it to.
okay,
So it's
okay.
probably
So
6:45.
that's probably when the building is kind of being used. Yeah. So it
Yeah.
starts at 1. So think Monday, October 6th. If you can help out with
Hmm.
that, greatly appreciated. And then of course, finally, the Daniel Doss concert is
Hmm.
coming up in November. Don't have that date off the
November
top of my head.
7,
I wanted to
seven
say 7.
o'clock.
November 7th,
Yeah.
7 o'clock, out at the event center on Pennsylvania Road. Very similar to when we had the Ryan Stevenson concert.
Hmm.
Um,
This is going to be a real like gospel feel though, whereas Ryan was a whole different vibe. It's just going to be a different thing. So we were just talking about today the staff that if you haven't listened to Daniel Doss, you definitely will love him. So we'll post stuff on Facebook from time to time to let you just see his different songs. He's very talented and very moving. And I think his song topics, he has a lot of like biblical
mhm.
type of themes, which I think is cool. So, um, yeah, it'll be fun.
I listened to him a little bit. I don't know a lot of his stuff, but when I listened to him, I thought to myself, he has a Chris Stapleton sound. If you know your country music, that's kind of he's got that kind of a sound. So you take that Chris Stapleton sound, which is really kind of a powerful kind of country music sound, ballad style, and you throw that into some gospel, mix that with some
Hmm.
gospel. I think you're gonna like
I
it.
don't
I think
know
you're gonna
Chris
like it a lot.
Stapleton, but too bad this isn't Grace's episode with the country
Oh yeah,
music.
Grace would
She
know.
would know who he
Yes, Grace
was.
Adams would know with her country music episode as well, and have a Lord of the Rings comp.
Yes.
She would
Yeah,
too
I
as
just
well.
told Grace the other day, Lord of the Rings comes to theaters sometimes, comes to MJR. and she's new to the area. So I said, when it comes to the theater, would you go with us? And she was very gracious and said she would.
Oh,
So I have no idea when it's coming,
you
but
guys will have fun.
if you'd
You
like
guys
to
have a great
join
time.
Grace, the 7th grade teacher, and myself for Lord of the Rings and Anna, we'll
All
let
right.
you know.
Okay, so that's what's going on at church, and obviously then this weekend, hopefully you can join us this weekend. Church, Bible class, Sunday school. It's going to be an awesome weekend here as we kind of jump into October. I can't believe that it's
I know.
First Sunday in October. All right, Jess, when you're at that front desk, you're going to have an opportunity to kind of make comments or hear comments about sporting things, as we said, with all the major teams. And just so guys at home, this is how you know what we're working with. The Tigers won their first game last night in their 3-game series. Jess doesn't know what 3-game series means. She's not real sure of that.
No,
but anyway,
no.
But you know what best of 3 means, right? If you win 2, then you win the series.
I didn't
they play
know
3
that
games.
was a thing.
Yeah.
But
so she comes in this morning and says, "I knew we were going to talk about baseball today, Jay. I saw that the Tigers. What's 2-1 mean? What's 2-1 mean?" Yeah, so that's where we're at. All right, that's kind of where we're working from the ground up.
I would be surprised if other people know that. Is that common knowledge? I was thinking.
You know what? If you're going to look at baseball, probably, but you were put in a tough spot because I said, "Hey, Jess, let's do this tomorrow because I think it's going to come up on Sunday morning." And anyway, so yeah, 2-1 means we won 2-1.
Well, I only saw this too because I was studying. I studied for 10 minutes last night to get an overall knowledge of the 4 main sports in Detroit. So I think I have a good amount of knowledge.
It was 2.5 minutes per sport. That works.
Yeah.
All right. So rather than me kind of launching into the curriculum, let's find out, where the curriculum needs to go. So just go ahead. You kind of ask your questions.
All right,
where you're at with this.
I came up with 5 questions that I would ask people as someone who knows very little about sports to kind of connect. I'll always look for ways to connect with other people in the church. So the sports lovers, these are the questions I would ask you.
Okay.
What do you think about Little Caesars Arena seats? Too steep?
So
that's the first one.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Yeah. So the question would then be, who are you going to ask this question to? Someone walks in with a Lions jersey on. All right. Are you going to ask this question to them?
Okay, no, because I know they play at that other one.
There you go. We're getting somewhere. Yes.
Yes. I don't know what it's called.
Ford Field.
Ford
Field. So yes. Awesome. So that's half the battle. Simply knowing where the teams play.
I don't know who else plays there though. I'm gonna guess.
Go ahead.
I know the Pistons because that's why I got Hooper.
Yep.
Baseball couldn't be because they play outside. I'm gonna just say the Pistons.
Yeah, the Red Wings do as well.
Oh, the Red Wings.
Yeah. Okay. So LCA.
Okay.
That's what the abbreviation is, LCA. So let's say you see somebody walking with a Red Wings jersey, right? Now, just so you know, season kicks off this week. Okay. So that means on October 9th, which I think might be Thursday. All right. We play Montreal. Montreal's a rival of ours.
They're our enemies, right?
Rivals. All right. I'm not gonna teach you the original 6 right now. That's advanced level. That's 201. Right now we're keeping it elementary as well. But the point is, if we play Montreal, Toronto, Chicago, New York, and Boston, those are big games. Okay. So someone walks in, let's say this Sunday, because we play Toronto on the 11th, and they're wearing an LCA jersey. It's good to know, and they say, "Oh man, what a game!" And then you could drop something like this. I know LCA is a great place to watch a game, huh?
Oh, is that Little Caesars Arena?
Yes, Little Caesars Arena. Yes. Here, if you need a pen to take notes.
LCA.
Yes.
Okay.
So, just little stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, LCA was great. Oh, yeah, that was. Now, you don't have to watch the game, and the beautiful thing about Detroit sports fans, you don't have to know who won or lost. You'll be able to tell by the way they make a statement.
The way they walk in.
They come in, they're walking in like this.
If they tear their jersey off in a rage.
No one's going to tear their jersey off. But yes, that would be it. Yeah, so to know who plays where. Okay. So Tigers, Comerica Park.
Okay.
Lions, Ford Field. Pistons, Red Wings, LCA.
Okay.
All right.
I've got it. Yes. I thought Comerica Park was destroyed and rebuilt.
Tiger Stadium was they tore down the old Tiger Stadium, so the new one is Comerica. And so you don't even have to say Comerica Park, just say Comerica. That's all you say.
Okay.
Oh yeah, man.
Just let it roll off the tongue.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Good
first step.
What's your opinion On Steve Yzerman building a team of children for the 2025-2026 Red Wings season, do you think that he's forgotten that he was almost 40 years old when he won his last Stanley Cup? Older might be better for hockey. Your thoughts?
I'm going to beg you not to say that on a Sunday morning.
Listen, so I looked up the Red Wings team because I didn't know any of the people. They are all younger than me, except for like two guys. I'm not that old. I mean,
Isn't that crazy?
it's crazy. And so I was like, I don't know what they're doing. I remember watching Red Wings as a child, and they had old, like Chelios was like 40 something when he was playing. So I don't know that this is the right move. I get they're going in a different direction.
All right, here's what we're going to do. On a Sunday morning, we just want to be supportive. Okay.
Oh, we're not going to know
Yeah,
negative.
we don't want to start debates, right?
Cross that one
That's
out.
like that's like that's
Okay,
like the
we'll do
Pharisees
that.
trying to trap Jesus in a question. It's like, and the Steve Yzerman, right? Steve Yzerman was a great general. First of all, he's a legend, Hall of Fame hockey player
He was
here.
my first crush. Literally, I loved Steve. I'd never seen his face before, but I knew he was the captain. I knew that he was a go getter. He was scoring all the time. So I love Steve.
That's
I
your
just
jersey
think,
then. We're getting you a 19 jersey. That's yours.
okay.
We'll figure out what to put Anna in later. But we brought Steve back here to Detroit as our general manager to help us
Right.
build a winner, and it's taking longer than we had hoped. We had hoped by now that we would have a playoff-ready team, and it's just taking a little bit longer. And right now, that question causes tension and angst.
Oh, that's a question other people have asked. Okay.
Yes, that is the only question right now
okay.
in Hockey Town relative to
Too
the.
young. Okay.
And so what they call that is, right, Yzerman, a play on his name is the Yzer plan. Yzer plan. So you'll hear that phrase. It's like, I don't know if I believe in this Yzer plan. And so you've got a choice to make whether you can say, someone comes in. It's like, man, these Red Wings, you know, you could go and say, well, guys, we just got to trust the Yzer plan. And you say just that right there.
Okay, so we
just
are
gives you a little bit
pro Yzer plan at this church. That is our LCMS stance.
We're neutral. We're neutral
okay.
on that because there are a lot of people that we don't want to offend. No. I think for the most part we're probably, because we're optimists, right?
Yes.
You know, we're the glass, as Detroit fans, we're the glass is half full. I mean, we've been rooting for the Lions for years and they stunk.
Right.
Now they're really, really good. A couple really good wins lately as well. So I would say, yeah, let's try to be as optimistic and avoid those questions.
How about the Yzer plan, huh? Great stuff.
Perfect. You even used the right context. All right. All right.
So the next one, we kind of already went over this. So maybe this isn't a good one. And it won't be, I don't think this will apply for next week.
Okay.
How about those 2-1 Tigers? Huh? That's cool. 2-1? I don't know what you would say that. 2-2-1?
So they won the game 2-1.
Yes.
So the higher score is first.
Okay.
And it was a great game. So in the 3-game series, what you will probably need to know going into Sunday is how that Cleveland series played out. Because right now there's 3 baseball games being played. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay. There's another game today at 1 o'clock. Okay. If the Tigers win today, they win the 3-game series. They advance. They will play next week in the next round of playoffs. Mm-hmm. Okay. If they lose today, then they're going to play tomorrow, and the winner of that game on Thursdays advances.
Oh, so that's the real one that. Well, I guess today. So I'd have to watch.
So they could win today and win the series 2-0. It's the first team to win 2 games. Okay. Is basically what it is in a 3-game series. So what you'll need to know, Jess, you and Anna both, is what happened to the Tigers on Thursday. Mm-hmm. And I'll send you some talking points, all right? Just so you know, because you'll kind of know if people come in wearing their Tigers gear and they're in a good mood. Okay. That means we won the series and we're going to play next week in the next round of the playoffs.
All right.
And that's when you won't have to say anything. Just like,
I feel like it's getting really late in the year. When are they actually doing the playoffs?
Yeah, the playoffs started. This is the first round of the playoffs.
Oh, okay. So.
And unfortunately, the way the baseball has worked, the playoffs had pushed it back into November. So now, because when I was a kid, you would watch the playoffs, and everything concluded in late October. Okay. And so, anyway, so that's what you'll need to know then where we're at. And if they don't win and they don't advance, you don't say anything. Okay. You just hope it's not mentioned unless it's brought up, and then you go, I know. Then you just say something to the effect of, there's always next year. Okay. That's the classic cliche. There's always next year.
So my grandma used to watch every baseball game, every Tigers game.
Robert Laura's mom.
And she never, I don't even know if she would watch them because she never would talk about them, like how they were doing.
Mom's side or
My mom's, yeah.
Laura's mom? Oh,
Yeah,
Laura's
so
dad.
she
Okay,
was a
got it.
big
Okay.
Tigers fan, I guess, but always watched the games. Never really talked about the games. I don't know if she just knew we didn't, or if she just had it on in the background because
Did you watch them on TV or did she listen to them on the radio?
She watched them on TV. Yep.
There's something about baseball that just there's a rhythm to the announcing that is therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I can't explain it, but I remember growing up, the voice of Ernie Harwell in the summer just meant it was summer in Detroit. And just that voice and the things that he said, when a guy struck out looking, you have no idea what that means,
No.
right? No, you don't. But Ernie would just say, and he stood there like a house by the side of the road and watched it go by. And just that phrase right there immediately takes me, and maybe many of our listeners, back to the glory of the 1984 Tiger team. So, yeah. So that's the big one for the Tigers this weekend. So we have Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons. We don't have to worry about a whole lot.
Well, I have to
they, even though that is your sport, having played basketball in your youth.
Oh yes, the big basketball player here at Christ the King. I was their top player for fouls, so I would foul out every game because I had no actual skills. I'm not coordinated. I can't shoot. I only made 2 baskets like my whole career, and the coach was Mr. Scott. He was a very nice person, and I thought he wanted me to be the muscle that he couldn't actually verbalize because he was a teacher and a Christian. So I would go out there, rough people up, and eventually he told me, if you foul out one more time, you are out for the season. He told me those were the rules of the Lutheran school league or whatever.
He totally made that up.
He did, because I found out that was a lie. So not only was I lied to, but then I had nothing to do on the team. Could not help, could not push or be aggressive. So
Bill Lambier, the muscle for the Bad Boy Pistons back in the late 80s, faced a similar dilemma. So you've got that in common with the great Bill Lambier. You don't know who that is, but
I don't.
A lot of you do. So when you see Jess, say, "Hey, Bill, what's going on?" Anyway, all right. Which brings us to our beloved Detroit Lions.
Oh,
now, Jess, here I made you a schedule.
Okay.
All right, print that off for you.
All right.
The only thing you really need to know on a Sunday morning is simply who they play. Not who, but where, when the game is. Like, for example, this week they play the Bengals, right? See, October 5th. All right, it's a late game. So people are going to come in. They're going to be a little bit excited because they don't have to rush home for the 1 o'clock kickoff.
Right.
Because your kickoffs are either 1 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock, it's called early window, late window, or a primetime game, which is either Sunday night or Monday night. Okay.
This is one of the best things I've ever gotten because we have neighbors across the street who they have people, like a lot of people over whenever the Lions play to watch.
Oh, right, yes.
They take up every spot. So Anna and I are always like, we cannot leave when the Lions are playing, but we don't know when they play.
Now you do.
Because you'll leave and the whole street's parked up. So this is so helpful to me. Now I know when to stay home.
So what meant to be a tutorial on sports is now turned into how you figure out parking in and around your house.
Now here's a question.
Yes, go ahead.
I noticed that we're playing Green Bay on Thanksgiving. Is that like a forever, like always thing? I feel like that always happens.
We always play on Thanksgiving. That is traditional that the Lions play the 1 o'clock game on Thanksgiving. Our opponent changes from year to year.
Oh, okay.
Last year I thought it was Green Bay last year as well. So, but that's kind of surprising.
And they're our rivals, right?
Like correct. They are. They're our rivals, and the Chicago Bears are our rivals, and the Minnesota Vikings. So it's those guys as well are our rivals. So Cincinnati, not so much. But really, the only thing, just knowing when they play is a big deal because, for example, let's take October 12th, right? Notice how they play on Sunday night at 8:20. That's called a primetime game because they play Sunday night or Monday night during primetime. That's different than playing Sunday afternoon. So on that Sunday the 12th, you'll have people come in excited about the game, but it'll be that evening.
Okay.
And they'll say, man, I can't wait for the game tonight. And you could just drop a little something in that says, you know what? Those primetime games, yeah.
Those primetime games, okay.
It doesn't matter what you say after that. They're something. They're fun, whatever.
Okay.
But it just
that's why I hope people will just take over.
Exactly. Those primetime games. And they'll be say, I know, man, we're really good at because we actually have been doing well in primetime lately. But anyway.
So I'm going to just put this under the welcome desk like this.
Yes,
I got
one for you, and I also got one for Ann as well.
Oh, that's
so you
perfect.
can both have that.
Perfect.
To kind of help each other out. But yeah, that's kind of the just knowing. And the other thing too, then I don't know if they play on a Saturday. When the Lions lost last year, they lost on a Saturday night, and what I'm saying that we're a sports town, You could feel the
Mhm.
lack of energy in the building that Sunday. I know
I
exactly.
remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a real thing. So rather than ignore it and
Mhm.
say, "Oh, well, we are focused on higher things." Duh, we know that, but we can at least be realistic. It's a reality and kind of a thing. And
You know,
so,
and for people like
and have
me,
fun with it. Have fun with
yeah.
it, right?
I mean, I thought I'm always a conspiracist, so I go back to, did that seem rigged that they didn't get in the Super Bowl? A little bit. I think that someone who doesn't know sports but was following what people were saying, I think it might have been a little bit rigged.
All right.
So
I'm
this year,
going to encourage you also to stay away from the conspiracy theories when it comes to sports.
you know, it's so hard though. It's so hard.
Just for the sake of, because you want to fit in as a real sports fan. Otherwise, Jess, you'll be asked to kind of sit outside.
That's
You
true.
know,
That's true.
with you,
I just don't know if I can pull off
you'll be
like
at the kids'
real
table. You
sports
can
fan.
pull off a real sports conversation. You don't have to. You just got to say stuff like, "Oh man, Monday Night Football. That's awesome, right?" That's all. That's it. I gotta say. All right.
It's
Any
all
other?
right. It's all right to lie in the church, though. This is what it comes back
You're
to.
not. You're giving a word of encouragement to people who, when they come in. All right.
Right.
They see
We
you
want
and
to support.
Anna decked out in your Red Wings jerseys.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go Red Wings.
Actually, I have to say, so last night when I was looking up
Yeah.
all my Red Wings facts,
Yep.
I was looking up pictures of the team to see what their jerseys look like, and I had a tear come to my eye because I used to love the Red
You
Wings.
remember that?
I
Yeah,
watched
back in the
them,
day.
yeah, when they were winners,
When they were winning Stanley Cups
Yeah, and
back
it
in the
was like
day,
core
and yeah,
memories. And I think around that time was when the Pistons had the whatever they call them, Fab Five, like Ben Wallace and Rashid and all those people.
you're mixing up your sports, but that's fine. Yes, but that is correct. That was the '94 Pistons who won the Red.
Yeah, those
But
were
that
around the same time. I remember we'd
yes,
watch
in Michigan.
basketball
Oh,
and we'd watch hockey. Yeah.
it's another thing too. Just a little word of advice: keep everything at the pro level. Avoid college sports.
Okay.
Because college sports, we've got rivalries,
Okay.
right? And I, as a pastor, can have fun with it because people know that I like Michigan, so I can jab Michigan State people. But yeah, we want to stay away from the college rivalries there at the Welcome Center.
Okay.
It's another thing.
That's too far for me anyway. Like I don't really understand.
Right. That'll be your second year.
Okay.
That. It reminded me of that.
Levels.
But yes.
Okay.
All right. Any other final questions there before? I've got a major announcement that is sports related, which I want to.
Oh yeah.
I'll
just ask you one more to close
What do you
on.
got? Okay.
The Pistons really need to liven it up this year. They could learn a lot from the movie Space Jam on how to engage the crowd and create an exciting environment. Would you agree with this statement? This one goes a little negative as well, but I think it needs to be said. Pro basketball in general, is just a little back and forth. Everybody's too talented. You need a few, just some big upset. Like throw a few guys in there who like aren't super tall or like athletic, kind of like Space Jam. That's the appeal of Space Jam. You have characters who are just your average Looney Tunes characters and one really good one. If we played more sports like that, you have one really good guy and then there's just a bunch of average people for, it's going to make the game more exciting and more like on our level, like the normal people. So that's my take. I don't know how you feel.
Sure. If I lived in a world where we can't learn something from Space Jam, I don't want to live in that world. So I think we can obviously learn something from Space Jam, as I'm sure you do. I don't know what that is. All right. So I'm going to encourage you to get on the message boards, maybe hit up Piston social media, maybe
send some clips of the movie,
something like that, and say, "Hey guys,
game.
Come on! I don't know what you think. I know it's a month before season. It might be a little bit too late to work this into the plan, but obviously,
really cool scene where Michael Jordan's he's about to dunk and it's just an epic scene, and we had more like just things to make it a little more. Who's going to win?
I think if the Pistons just had more Michael Jordan, that would be good. We need Michael Jordan in his prime. All right. So all right. Good first lesson. All right. I think we got a ways to go. All right. But here's my big announcement. All right. So in an effort to promote our Bible class, I thought what would be fun is when the Red Wings have a shutout. Okay, that's a 0. And it's not a hockey term, it's more of a tennis term, but the term is bagel, right? A bagel is a 0. If somebody goes 0 for 4, and you don't know what that means, that's in baseball, they bat 4 times, 0 hits. They got a bagel. They got a bagel that day. All right, so wouldn't it be fun if Red Wings get a shutout? Probably not the next Sunday, because that might be a little bit too close for planning, but the Sunday after that, bagels for Bible class. So that's calling it bagels for bagels. So if every Red Wing shutout equals Bagels at Bible Class. So we haven't quite landed on a name yet, Bagels at Bible Class, whatever that is. But if you're a fan of, and I hope you are a fan of the Red Wings, I hope you're even more a fan of Bible Class and a fan of bagels. If you're a fan of these three things, all right,
I love
Bears,
bagels.
Bees, Battlestar
Yeah.
Galactica. If you're a fan of these three things, all right, you're going to watch the Red Wings. They're going to get a shutout. Boom. Bagels at Bible Class. So
I like it because it'll help me know what's going on in the sports world. I'll say, hey, bagels, we must have got the bagel.
well, you'll know, trust me,
Okay.
because you'll need to know, because you will have, there's to be an energy, I hope. What we're hoping is that they're now, I know what some of our accountants are saying is like, wait, Jay, could this put us, what, they're expensive, right? I think we'll be fine. What I would love to have happen is for the Red Wings to start out the season with 10 straight shutouts, which would be an all-time record. And then I'd love to have that problem. The way I see it, it's a win-win,
right,
for us as well. Bagels for bagels, bagels for Bible Class. So beginning this week, October 9th, all right, we play Montreal, Toronto on the 11th. And I can't believe it's already hockey season.
I know.
Hockey
I couldn't believe it either when
so
I
much fun to watch. So
looked up and saw it.
all right. So yeah, all right. We'll keep you up to date. We got Tigers, Lions on Sunday, Red Wings, Pistons training camp. All right, Jess.
Yep.
We're going to get to that. All right. So, hey, thanks for joining us this week on the church office. PJ will be back in town here in a couple days. Keep him and Tim in your prayers for safe travels.
And you can ask them what they were doing on their conference, because we don't know. We don't know what they're doing. So,
and if they come back and they look like a little tan, then we know
they were vacationing.
Something was going on there. So, hope to see you in church this weekend. Until then, see you next time from the church office.